you all so much for joining us. You have had such a long, hard journey to get to where we are right now. Saying, like, for Christ's sakes, really.
Lightning.
Yeah, right.
And I want to thank all of you for coming to appreciate them. I appreciate them, and I'd like, if you wouldn't mind, a few of you saying a few words.
Louder.
We'll start. All of you know how much we appreciate it, and how hard and how difficult and how much we want to continue with all of this. So, cheers, everyone. Cheers.
My name is Mark. I am the PR and media director for the case out of Key West, Florida, which is where Dan and Kevin also reside. Met them several months ago. But before I go on, what I want to say is from us
To you.
to these guys.
Oh my God.
For us to be here for this historic 2 days and what we've been through, we don't have enough that we can actually give you in thanks to show our appreciation for your hospitality and what you've done. Thank you.
We love you. You're our family. Yes.
This started in Florida approximately a year ago. We've got Tony Lima and his other half, Adam, here from Miami. We've got, there he is. We've got one of the attorneys for the case in Broward County. We've got Arlene Goldman. Goldberg. I always get that wrong. Goldberg. From Fort Myers, and she was also in the federal case. And she was the only one when Judge Hinkle made the stay in his ruling, but he told the state immediately right then and there, they will issue, putting her other half, or her name on her other half's death certificate.
Yeah.
But that was immediate, and she was the first one in the state of Florida to actually have a marriage recognized by the state of Florida. Florida. We have attorneys here from Louisiana. We have plaintiffs here from Louisiana. We have Todd, right there, first one married in Miami. Florida, so we have the Florida contingency here. We are so glad that you're here. We're so glad that Dan invited you all here. Today has been phenomenal. Last night, I don't know how many of you all noticed or heard, but the contingent from Key West planned the only historic gathering of plaintiffs from around the country last night here in D.C. We had 37 states plaintiffs represented, over 40 years of the struggle for marriage equality, and President Barack Obama sent Valerie Jarrett in last night to congratulate all the plaintiffs. It will be the first time and only time that many plaintiffs have ever been in one place in history. Yes. But it was the Florida contingency. It was Dan and Kevin allowing us to come here and do this. So we definitely do thank you.
We just started out with Party for 25.
Yes.
Let's have a few people in.
Other than that, I'd like to turn it over to Tony or anybody that up here that wants to say hello, say something.
Okay, no pressure. I think this is so incredibly exciting. I am so proud as the only operational plaintiff in the federal case, because I represent SAVE, which is Safeguarding American Values for Everyone, the oldest and largest LGBT rights organization in Florida.
Yes!
And to stand here with my beautiful brothers and sisters representing Florida as a whole is historic within itself.
Yeah.
So Aaron and I were just talking that we're like on the verge of tears here because this is just an amazing thing. We're making history here. We've made history today, and I think we all have a really, really good feeling that the decision coming down the pike will be a positive one. Woo! So we're so excited to be here representing Florida, to be with all of you in this beautiful, amazing city. So thank you. Thank you for your love, for your hospitality. Thank you guys for making this possible.
As I always say, we got this.
Yeah, we do.
We got this.
We got this. So thank you again.
Thank you. You guys, I need you you up here because we have to reenact something that happened the night of the wedding. When the stay was lifted in Florida. Yes. The photograph that we all look at and we laugh at is the fact
this
that...
was Key West, guys.
Yes, this is Key West. When Stephen Torrance, who was the individual that married them down in Key West, said the famous words, with the power vested in me by the state of Florida, I now pronounce you. And we all went, hallelujah! I think this is really fitting to do it again.
All the pictures.
Thank you, Dan.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you.
I'm Nancy Brodsky. I am the attorney for plaintiff Heather Brassner in a Broward County case that revolved around a divorce. She had been wedlocked for 4 years and could not get a divorce in the state of Florida from her civil union in Vermont. And the only thing worse than not being able to marry the person you love is being forced to stay married to the person you don't. And didn't even know where she was. It turned out, although I didn't know it at the time, we were actually the first plaintiffs in Florida on September 13th of 2014. And on August 4th, 2014, the judge in Broward County declared the bans unconstitutional, and eventually, after giving the state an opportunity to make their futile arguments, F-U-T-I-L-E, not F-E-U-D-A-L. And although they weren't that dissimilar, we prevailed, and my client got her final divorce on December 17th, and then following Judge Hinkle's decision on New Year's Day, Florida. New Year's may be just a day for the rest of you, but for us in Florida, New Year's Day will always be the day that Judge Hinkle said all means all.
Yes.
And all means all.
Yes.
And that meant all 67 counties in Florida had to issue marriage.
Yep.
And, I want to thank all of you. This was a team effort. Everybody here, these are my brothers and my sister. Woo! And we all fought this together. And we all had different reasons for needing this. This isn't just about the right to marry. For Arlene, it was the dignity of being the surviving spouse on her wonderful late partner's death certificate. For some parents, it's about being the legal parents and being able to adopt the child that they fostered.
Right.
And for some people, it's about just being able to get divorced.
Right.
Nobody really understood that when they talked about, well, what's so important about recognizing it? I was frankly appalled that nobody brought up the legal argument about what about the people who then live in a state and then they can't get divorced. You're forcing them to go relocate for 6 months, a year, 18 months. In order to get a divorce.
Right.
These are all, there's so much more work to do. And I want to thank Tony in particular. You probably don't know, but SAVE was originally founded against Anita Bryant.
Right.
And Anita Bryant brought shame to the state of Florida in the 70s by saying we've got to get teachers, gay teachers out of our schools to save our kids.
Save our children, yeah?
Save our kids. So SAVE took that word and they turned it around. And they said, SAVE? We'll show you what SAVE is.
We're going to save Florida from Anita.
And SAVE and other organizations, Equality Florida, and CLR, and all of the individuals who didn't have the backing of any group. I didn't have the backing of any group.
You didn't need it.
But I didn't.
Can I just say really quick? I was with this lady when their decision came down, and not only is she a badass lawyer, but she fought the Christian Family Coalition head on, and I was there fighting with her. And I was behind her because she didn't need anyone else to help her fight. She is amazing. So thank you.
Todd, is there anything you'd like to say?
Oh my gosh, how do I follow that? Well, we were part of the Miami-Dade case. There were 6 couples, and I wish my husband were here tonight, but he went home to be with our son, our 5-year-old son, and
Who is adorable.
who is adorable, yes. And for us, when we first got involved, I've said many times to the press that we first got involved, you know, it was a very selfish reason. We wanted to get married. But what we found through this experience was the more we spoke about our story, the more people heard it and said, that sounds like my story. That sounds like my brother's story or my sister's story. And it became everybody's story. So when I look at the marriage momentum that's really been built up for today, had this hearing taken place maybe 5 years ago, I'd be pretty nervous. And it isn't just the court of public opinion, I think, that has changed over the last 5 years or 10 years. It has been building up this legal argument that the Constitution, when it says equal, it means equal. When it says all, it means all.
All means all.
Right.
All means all.
And I think that the arguments that they had today, at the end of the day, even though the justices live in a world where they do see public opinion shifting, at the end of the day, I really think it comes down to a very simple legal argument that a document written over 200 years ago is still coming to be fully understood by the citizens that live under it. And I think it is a great day when we expand our minds and we expand the minds of those around us and our fellow citizens, that equality is the greatest thing that our founding fathers gave us and the greatest gift that we will give to the next generation. So I really think about the future.
And the last thing we'd like to do is make sure that we thank our hosts.
Yay.
Our hosts. Number 1, Dan and Kevin. Thank you. Aaron Huntsman, Lee Jones. Michael Schaefer, where are you?
I'm here.
Michael Schaefer right there. Gary Stanowski here. Gary?
He is not here,
He's not here.
but in spirit.
He's in here in spirit. Make sure he's got our thanks. Sean and Kelly Glass, are you here?
They were here.
They were here. Okay. Oh, I did meet her.
In spirit.
Yes, I had a ball with her. Jimmy Olsen, where are you?
Playing the piano.
Is there anybody downstairs while he's playing piano?
He just likes to play.
Well, when you go down, just pay the piano player, please.
He's amazing. Listen to a song or two.
Susan, thank you. We've got, let's see, who else? Kevin Duffy.
Hey, Kevin!
There he is. Thank you, Kevin. Tony Lima and Adam. And then we've got
Mikey, thank you so much. You've just been a
Michael Hudson from Key West.
Michael's
Yeah,
Thank you so much for that.